ways. It's in the person of Engineer Milex Jr. Milex Jr. has been an outstanding youth leader for the past 10 years. In 2018, he emerged as one of the 200 social innovators recognized for exceptional leadership and contribution to national development in the Young African Initiative, Mandela, Washington. That means Engineer Milex is a Mandela Washington Fellow. Milex is also a communications engineer with Huawei Technology in Democratic Republic of Congo. And he is the founder and managing director of Barakat Foundation, an organization that trains, equips, and prepares youth for leadership through workshops, seminars, and conferences. Milex conveniently speaks over 4 different languages, and his leadership influence spans from Africa to different parts of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, in this webinar, Engineer Milex will be speaking to us on becoming globally relevant by solving SDG problems in our local communities. Without much ado, I want to hand over and help me invite Engineer Milex Jr. to feed us with his brim of wisdom and knowledge of impact. So if you can hear me, I hand over to you. Thank you very much. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. This is my beloved brother. Ajuman, thank you very much. Please, I hope I can be here. I want to let me know if I'm audible and my voice is good enough.
Yes, please, you can be heard loud and clear.
Amen. Okay, great. Then I think we can go ahead. Thank you very much for such, when the love umbrella team, they asked me to introduce myself, I think I don't like, so I'm even shocked how do they make it, because often I don't like to talk myself. I prefer others do so. So when you ask me to do so, I'll just speak 2 lines. That's all. That is me. So I prefer my works to speak on my behalf. So before I move, I want to appreciate the Love Umbrella team, and especially Miss and Mrs. V for bringing all of us, because if we are here, it's because of them. They make the platform available so we can come to talk about such powerful and impactful topic. And I believe as I will be going, you will receive something which it will be put you on fire and to act out there in the community. So what I'm going to talk today, it still comes from our main topic, which means glowing from good works. Glowing from good works. So especially I'll be discussing about how you can bring out that love which you have for your community. How you can take out the love which you have for your community. And let's go next slide, please. I don't know if I'm allowed to share my screen, or I can continue to go this way. Yes. So, like, acting in the community, what does it mean? I know, especially when some of us, we come from Africa, when we begin saying that the activity like being a volunteer, people first they'll starting showing you, if I come to join what you are doing, what am I going to get? I mean, what comes first in the mind of people are money. And this is, we grown up, I think most of us who come from Africa, we can experiment this. And I was shocked when I went to developed countries, and some of us who are also in China, you can also witness this. When they call for volunteer, especially that action is for the purpose to bring a value in the community, people first join without ever knowing how much they're going to be paid. This has been shocked me. People are just so active in voluntarism. What I mean in voluntarism means that any activities which is bringing values in the community. And if we come back in Africa, the things is actually opposite. If you are acting something out there and you want people to join you, the first thing people ask you is that, what am I going to gain? What am I going to get out of this? What am I going to receive out of this? And I hope my screen can be seen. The PPT can be seen. The PowerPoint can be seen.
It's still sharing, please.
Yes,
okay, okay, can be seen, right? All right.
Yes.
So yes, as the MC introduced me, actually my activity, because what we're going to share here, because I like more to share myself, because you can just give what you have. Actually, me personally, I joined the social activities. It was back 2010, and I was just, how can I say, you know, when you see something not right, and especially us who come from Africa, we like, you know, sorry, people from Africa, yeah, myself also I'm from Africa, we like to talk too much, you know, this thing is not good, this authority is not doing things right. Me, instead of talking, I was doing. Even it was still in the small portion. I'm talking about back in 2010. And in the small portion we are doing, trying to add value, which means that if I run like a special or small businesses, I used to give off for people, handicapped people. And those people that used to talk much about my small activities. My focus was simple to bring value. That's all. And later on, 2014, I joined the Young African Leader Initiative, which is renowned more in the name of YALI. And follow up later, I was being identified by the US Department, and because that comes, they come in Africa especially to identify the youth leaders, I mean the youth who in especially social activities that bring it and making some impact. So they are coming what you are doing already, and they come to add value to it. That is the way then I was taken as Mandela Washington Fellow. So the key points I want to emphasize here is, first, identify small things you can add value in your village, in your cities, in your small community. The truth is, the beginning, the challenge is going to be maybe money, true. Yes, because I know we're talking, I just talking, but when you go to the field, when you want to move things into action, it requires resources. I call it resources. Resources is not only money, it's also expertise. One thing I love about like being Mandela Fellow, it brings you in the networking which you not like expected in any field. I mean, it just gets you connect with people, various expertise in the world. That is the goal actually. So in any field you want expertise, you have people qualified to bring in. That is the meaning actually. So if I often say, if you have a greater vision, you need to start now and start small. Start now and start small. So the question is, if I ask here, who loves his country? I know a lot of you raise your hand, which is good. But I want to challenge you today. Today, I want to challenge you. Because everything starts by love, true. I'm happy even the platform you call it, yes, love umbrella, you see? It's true because love is like a boosting seed. I call it a boosting seed. If you really care, then you do action. If you really care for your community, you act. If you really care for your people, you will act. And if we really love our community or our villages, then we need now starting identify which area in my small portion I can bring value. First, don't see the barrier or limitation. When you are starting acting on the way in the platform like this, in the seminar, this is the moment where we exchange contacts. you will be bringing expertise on the way, because a lot of things I observe, the things that discourage a lot of brilliant idea, when they see that don't have enough expertise or resources, they give up. Start now, first start. When you start, try your best to joining the things that goes with your vision. I'm giving an example, like if you are working, you are militating like for human rights, like or of women empowerment, you will be starting joining the seminars or the activities that goes the line. It's helping you to get connected with the expert in that field. And those experts that will only come to add value in what you have already doing. I'm only saying that they will come to add value in what you have already started. But they are not the people who are going to come to really start the work for you. No, you are the one who's going to be in the front line. And then they're only coming to add value on what you are already doing. So here I'm just giving us, how can I say, this is just an inspiration where you can see which area I can bring my value in. And you can, those data are actually from World Bank. You go in worldbank.org, you get the statistic. The statistics are show that in Africa, we're having 53% of homes who don't have a clean water. Can you imagine? This is a big number for people. It's also showing that in Africa, it remains the poorest continent according to the report of Doing Business 2019. Those data are available online. You can go and check yourself. This is just the place you can see is to show that the work are really big. That's why me often when I'm in Africa, you know, my heart is constant in fire. I'm doing something. I don't need somebody to come to tell me that, because my heart is witnesses and I'm feeling something within me. I have to act. I have to act on do something on the small portion which I have resources. And the same statistic is also showing that 43% of children suffer from malnutrition. Those are areas which can inspire you, which area I can go and start my small portion or bring my small value. It can come in form of NGO or it can come in form of startup. It's also showing that people who are born with disability, if you're in Africa born disability, mean your life is called to be miserable. While in developed country, there are systems who are bring together to support people who are born with disability. People with disability, even when I put them, because those were the people me identify in the beginning, 2010, because my heart was to those people. And in fact, it's them who started boosting me and bringing value in what I was doing on their life in the small portion. So those are the field to just bring on inspiration on your idea and which area am I going to do. Remember, business or NGO, the goal are the same, value addition. We are going there to bring a value. This is where all over. The difference is that the business and the value generating income. But the non-profits, the value is just volunteering. But also in another form, it can also generate it because a system needs to be supplied so it can keep moving. The same report also is showing that 62% of people are living under $1.9, which is showing the level of poverty. This is a reality. And you, when you find yourself in such environment, I often speak to the youth, how can you live in such environment and not getting inspired? You can lack inspiration a bit in developed country because many areas have been filled. But in our community, there are plenty. This I just mentioned few is still a lot. So it's just showing that there's still a lot of things that have to be done. So coming back to Barakat Foundation, as I thought when we started back, it was something, usually I mentioned the things for people with disability, and as time goes, vision keep growing. And how does the vision growing? Vision growing on the impact you created and on the expertise you're bringing. If some of the experts could not join the boat, I don't think we can reach this scope. I don't think we can make it this far. With our small activities so far, we'll be able to organize 20 activities, and more than 100 people was being impacted directly because all our activities are covered by Congolese media national words. Soon you'll be seeing, even you go to in our social media, that place we put our media event, the newspaper, because it's something official. So those are direct people impacted. Without mentioning those are impacted to social media because we don't have direct touch to them. But those who we know, who attend, they are over 100 and are continuing bringing value in the small portion. So this is my question I want to ask you like today, the question, because as time is going today, I prefer me, you know, me when I come in the seminar like that, I like more interaction. So I'll be talking just small, just to drop a thought, and then we'll be interacting as we move on. So the question may ask you, now what is your tone regarding the idea? The first thing you need to have like a goal. That goal, it means it's the vision actually. And when you're having a goal, you mean I'm going where? I'm going this direction. Then you're starting seeing the difficulty or the pathway you should go through. And the pathway you should go through, it shall be equipped by the vision. As I mentioned to you, you will feel challenging. I often encourage people who run those things in Africa because, I'll be honest to you, the challenge are a lot. You're having a logistic challenging because some of the villages, you cannot go there. Even you go, some media cannot cover the place. So those are a reality. But as I say, this shall not be the reason to discourage you. You will start in the small portion. Write down what I'm about to say. Anything which is good, anything which is valuable, you always bring people on board. So you'll be surprised people can't put their hands on what you are doing. What we started, as I mentioned earlier, we started on something helping people, and then we moved to entrepreneurship. When we were talking to the U.S. Department, we equip leadership. So when you go there, it is experts are coming, and we move to education. We move to medical. So we work with medical doctors as well. So you see how the time is going, vision becoming brighter. So as I said, if something is good, people will join you. We join you. Will come the hand that come to put the hand. So just make sure what you are doing is a value addition. People come to bring their hands in what you're doing. So when you're starting doing your activities, the thing is that you need to mobilize people, true. Because there's a saying that if you want to go faster, go alone. But if you want to go far, you need people. So as you are doing your activities, make sure you are captivating the audience, not only by your action, also by your speech, because you need people to join you. Make sure you communicate well the vision of what you are doing. You communicate well what is boosting you to do what you are doing. I mean, to bring forth your identity and the identity of your organization. And you expose also how are you connected with the problem in your community. What problem do you see and how are you planning to solve it? Because people who come there, most of them, some that may not have the time to join, some of them they'll bring the resources. We talk about money here. That is the thing who's come. They'll come and invest you what you're doing. Some that don't have money, but they'll bring the expertise. As I told you, I've talked with doctors. Those that bring the expertise in what you're doing. So you should communicate where the problem you're trying to solve and how you're going to solve it. So every expert, you bring a small portion of expertise in your platform. And another thing, you should convince your audience, why do you think that this is going to work? And what do you think that what you are doing is sustainable? What I mean sustainable, I mean in the next 5 years, it's not going to die because there's no one who would like to invest in something going to die tomorrow. No, even yourself there. If you have resources, you agree to invest on something after 2 or 3 years going to die. So you're going to make sure what you're doing, it's measurable by time. It's measurable and sustainable. Next time, the next thing I want you should make sure you convince your audience is that what do you do as an organization? You mean here it's talking about paperwork. You mean you should portray also that you are a trustworthy organization. Maybe in the beginning you may not have a paperwork, but as you are moving, make sure you register your organization. Make sure your organization is officially known. So when people who are very respected in the society, they come in your organization, they can feel also that they are putting the effort on something with the state or with the or the community recognize. In the same way, you should make sure you expose clearly the solution you are bringing. It could be in terms of product or services. It depends on how you identify the field of your operation. And lastly, you make sure you do that. What do you think what you are doing is make you special? Yeah. This is also very important. That's one I'm talking in move. Make sure you move expect, because those people, they may not bring you money, but the simple presence, it creates a scene of respect to the audience. You can invite this person. I mean that what you are doing is respect. I mean is adding value in the community, and people can trust and even invest more on what you are doing. Okay, now we move to the next one. So as I mentioned earlier, I like to after talking, I like more to discuss with people, have interaction. This first session, I was having it in Kinshasa. In this small room, we needed to stop people. It was this room, people sit there, was sitting of over 200 people sitting over there. So we needed to stop because the room could not have more people be put inside on those rooms. Why I was doing it, actually, to me, it was something small. But every time I bring it out there, I was shocked with the response. The response means how people was feeling educated they was feeling impacted actually. So it brings even more experts to come to join the board. So the key element, as I'm about to close the session, as you can see, I only have 1 minute left. So the key elements for you to succeed regarding on your vision, what you are doing. Number one, identify a really problem. Identify a really problem. As I mentioned in the beginning, I'll just give you a few examples. Those are just to lay a ground for a problem you can pick. But you should make sure you identify a problem that really exists. And go first with the idea of serving. Yes, don't bring money. I know sometimes when you're asking people to come as a volunteer, people, me, I'll bring my money on you, I'll bring my time on what you're doing. What are you going to pay me? I know if your organization is small, it's challenging. But go first in the idea of serving. Yes. Use method that will cause less expenditures. If you want to expand, like regarding some logistic, or even to travel, even to bring a banner, or even to rent a house or auditorium, use always things which will cost you less. So it serve you some resources and money. Show how your voluntary service is helping the community. Very important. Always display the value. If people they feel like they feel strengthened, they feel blessed in what you're doing, show it off. It brings more light to others to come and work with you. Show that there are people who are willing to join you. Exactly. Always show that people who are willing to join the boat. I say you want to go far, make sure you work with people. Make sure you work with people. Convince other partners to come and join you. True. Make sure you convince the audience. Could be the authority, could be the business. Just make sure that we are here. This is what we are doing. We want more hands. And those who are witnessing your good activity, they'll always be free to join you. So those are a few of my partners. I decided to join them there. They are particularly based on DSC. Those are people who work hand by hand to create a value in the Republic Democratic of Congo. And you can follow us. Our resources are there, barakatfoundation.org. We are also in Facebook. We are in Instagram. We are in Twitter. Those are our social platform where most activity are in real time displayed. Thank you very much. I'm available for questions and anything you may have for me. Thank you very much. I hand over to you. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Engineer Milex. Thank you so much, Engineer Milex. That was really profound and I've really learned a lot. Thank you so much. All right, so it's time for question and answer. And I don't know if anyone has